What's up, you red brick souls out there? It's Red Brick Bob. I was gonna watch something last night with Jen and Curtis. I started to, and we had a power failure. We got a power failure. Our power's back on, but it's windy, very windy out today, and terrible cold. It's like 15 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. And I was gonna do just a quick video this morning because I gotta go run someone to the hospital here shortly about uh mud flood, okay? And I say mud flood because that's a misnomer, okay? They'll tell you some stuff about, oh, it's a mud flood and this and that, when indeed it's not a mud flood, folks, okay? Uh, And we're going to show you some pictorials as I speak here, okay? Now, they call them mud floods, okay? Like it was some harmless tantrum of nature. Like rain got angry, rivers misbehaved, soil wandered into cities, case closed. There's their narrative, right? But we meltologists, we know better. What they call mud is the powdered remains of buildings. This wasn't a flood of dirt. This was a building flood, the aftermath of a melt so intense it liquefied stone, glass, brick, and steel into slurry. When the melt hit, it didn't politely knock structures over. It unmade them, atom by atom, turning whole cities into flowing debris. The melt busted the veil, folks. NASA and all them moon goons are telling you a bunch of nonsense. Whatever separated eras, technologies, and truths ruptured, and when it did, the built world lost cohesion. Towers softened, foundations failed, upper stories collapsed inward, grinding themselves into fine particulate matter. What followed wasn't water rushing in, it was gravity doing cleanup. The slurry moved like a flood because it was one, a flood of architecture. Doors buried halfway up, windows sealed underground, staircases leading nowhere, red bricks everywhere. First floors that were once second floors. You don't bury cities uniformly with soil unless the city itself becomes the soil. The debris scattered everywhere because the melt didn't respect borders. It didn't stop at rivers or coastlines. It spread across the continents, redistributing civilization like someone shook the snow globe of the world too hard. That's why the same architectural scars showed up everywhere. Europe, Asia, the Americas, same story, different accents. They rebuilt on top of it fast. Too fast, yes, because if people realized the ground beneath them was former rooftops and melted facades, the story of history would collapse. So the veil was patched with textbooks, dates, and the word mud, a soft word for a hard truth. Meltologists don't say this was ancient. We say this was recent enough to hide. The so called mud floods are the receipts. The melt was the crime. And the scattered debris is the evidence nobody wants to catalog. We don't live on land anymore. We live on the remains. And the ground remembers, even if the books don't. So there, take a look at these images and you'll see that there was a great melt and things sunk. And look at what happened. Look at what happened to the bricks and the sinking of the buildings everywhere, just not some places. We urge you to go check your own local areas and your local towns. Don't matter where you live, you'll find what we're talking about. And he debunks all these mud flood guys, all these um, half-truthers want to talk about nonsense while they're living in red brick buildings, and us meltologists pointed out to some of these people who have 200,000 and 300,000 subscribers, who I can't even believe that 300,000 people would follow some of these people who are telling you nothing but nonsense, when you have some great meltologists out here informing you about truth, folks. We live on a crime scene. Don't matter where we go. We got meltologists in the Ukraine. We got meltologists all over Slovakia, Canada, Africa, um, Massachusetts, California, Michigan, Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, New York. Same song, same dance. So we said a lot in a little bit of time. Um, there's 5 minutes, and we'll let the video play out there in regard to some images from different parts of the world. We could go on and on and on and on and on. But I urge you to go like, share, and subscribe to some of these meltologists out there. Like, share, and subscribe with my channel, and get on board and help out and get some footage from your neck of the woods. And let's make some noise together. There's Moscow, a museum, a pocket of survival, and that's what we call them. Buried, sunk by building debris, the mud flood that busted our veil. They tell you, oh, look, that's the Milky Way, and I tell you that's a scar on your veil. That's how the water came in and put out this inferno of a massive melt that was going on here in this realm. So, and like Spartan Red always says, we are the survivors of the survivors. So, and this has been erased from us, and we need to understand this. We are just at the precipice of bringing down the lies and hailing the truth to the world. Hail truth! Hail you meltologists out there! Keep, keep, keep melting it, man. And sorry about missing the stream last night, but that was those people who've augmented dry weather to extreme has caused power failures in my region. So, what else we gonna do? We just let that play through, and wish everybody has a wonderful day. Excuse me, by the way. It is now. It's only 11:14. I got a little bit of time left, so we'll let that play out. Um, I don't know. I think I had about 15 minutes. Peter the Great, and the narrative they give you about the towns and whatnot was built at certain timelines there. That don't add up either, folks. Brick manufacturing don't add up in regard to the amount of people we had and so forth anywhere you go. Trillions and trillions of bricks. See, go over to Armenia, don't matter. We got boots underground people everywhere showing you it's the same thing. And we have some real thinkers on board that are breaking down um, the melt. And by observing and looking, we have seen that brick transformed into blocks, into stone, into Pebble Creek, depending on the viscosity and the material that was in the melt, and the temperature. Temperature dictates, how how it got melted and so forth. So, and you see it everywhere. The signature is everywhere. And in the old world construction, you see a signature, the spiral signature. Um, in old world structure, you'll see things that they say was invented in 1990. They say the rat trap bond, a type of stacking bricks together, was, you know, invented in 1990, and yet it's in old world structures, the rat trap bonds, for those who are in to masonry and who understand those terms. So, and if you don't, that you just got an explanation. They just told you that something was invented in 1990, a particular way to stack bricks, and that's a lie. It's in the old world melted buildings, the rat trap bond. So nothing's new under the sun, folks. Oh my goodness, excuse me. So, let's see what we got going on here. Uh, we got about 10 minutes of that video that played out, um, showing you stuff all over. And I've been looking at this stuff since 2019, from doesn't matter, all over this realm. Uh, I've seen a lot of people climb on board, um, using meltologist insight to help and proliferate their channels, but by eluding the truth. And so that's what we don't do here. We try to find what people want to tell us the facts are, and allow the red bricks to disassemble their story all by itself. Now, here's Seattle. A lot of interesting stuff all throughout the United States of our past that's been hidden from us. From Google Earth, there's some type of large wall that goes all the way from the Wall of China all the way into the Seattle there, and with a pyramid there underwater, and all kinds of other melted debris that's underneath, all kinds of more building debris, and whatever was pushed around in this flood. See, and looky there, folks. What happened? Well, we tell you what happened. So we live on a crime scene. This realm was melted. It's everywhere, folks. So let's see. And here in the future, I'd like to do, because I don't have StreamYard or no way to get people to connect in one video stream. In the future, I'm going to have a meet and greet, I'm going to call it, through Google Meet, for up to 8 meltologists to click on the link in the future, and just hash some things through in regard to setting up some things for future works about meltology, and how to get this out there at a greater level. That's my hope, to ex- expose the world to these people who are showing you the melt every day and every night. They're just showing you and putting so much effort into it, and it's a worthwhile effort, because it's it's what we really need. If we could all look at this together, I know we'd uniformly say particular people who want to call themselves leaders got to go, because all they've been doing is hiding the crap on us, folks, and that's the absolute truth. So hopefully the audio came in good on this. I'll play this back before I upload it. Um, but just wanted to make a quick shout out to say it's a building flood, not a mud flood. So, to all you mud flooders out there, learn meltology, and you start telling, and you'll start seeing it. As soon as you see it, you'll see it. You can't unsee it. All the gals and fellas would tell you the same thing, and I'm thankful for that group of people that I know. We've had um, we had a rocky road, if you will, but we stay on the red brick road, and right or wrong, and different things occur, but we grow, and we can look past a lot of little simple stuff and say, hey, family's family. And that's how I feel about these red brick people who are out here telling the story about meltology. They're like family to me. And I pray for them all. I wish them all well, and continue uh, your plight of informing the world. Yeah, the new Madrid quakes. That'll blow your wig back a year without a summer. They reignite those um, buildings that have melted to control areas and do things that they want to do. And what? They augmented the weather for a whole summer, didn't they? Whoops. New Madrid quakes. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Anyway, so we're here to tell you that meltology is real, that history is a lie. You'll find, faction at best. There's some true stuff about the history, but it's all convoluted with lies. Especially our history about the architecture in this realm and what was here and what wasn't here, and all these fake world fairs about, oh, look, we built this temporarily for the World's Fair. Huh? And it's a melted building that's sunken and colossal. And many of them are still there, like in San Francisco and Chicago and Detroit. Don't matter where you go. Cincinnati, Cleveland, don't matter where you go. Pontiac, buildings everywhere were here before America began. Every capital in America was here before America began, folks. So like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna have to get rolling here. It is now 11:30. I gotta eat something and head out. Take somebody to the hospital today to take care of their problems. So, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And take time to do your own research in your own neighborhoods, like I said. So, peace. We out here. We gotta go. There's probably another 20 minutes of film I had recorded at different spots in this realm, but you get the gist. So, peace. We out of here. Until next time. Maybe this evening. Red bricks to y'all.